Alright, so I'm going to be talking about Mantablack, formerly SplatGPT, and how their team composition functions, or at least how I think about it. Now, I want to quickly preface that I'm by no means an experienced video creator or anything like that. I'm kind of just hitting record and going from there. So, if you have a problem with that, you can suck it up. First, I wanted to go through the theory behind their comp and how it functions, and then I'll try to show some examples in some replays of tournament sets that they played in recently. I'll put on some background gameplay as well to stimulate your eyeballs. Yeah, this sort of started when I tweeted before that I was really impressed by Mantablack's flexibility of roles, not only on weapon select, but mid-match adjustments as well. Their weapon comp allows them a lot of this flexibility at the cost of a lot less specialization, which I think people are more used to seeing specialized comps rather than flexible comps. So in my eyes, they run two core comps. They run Zap, Wiper, CDS 52, or Zap, Wiper, Dually, Naught. They sometimes run Carbon or VDS as well, but I think when I think about their weapon dynamics, I think of it in terms of, is this a 52 plus Dually Squatches comp, or is this a Naught plus V-Dually comp? So, yeah, I'm going to put on this replay. The two comps are quite similar, but I think there are important distinctions between the two. Notice that there isn't a standard backline or anchor weapon. Some people like to think of Naught as an anchor weapon. It's a flexible weapon. I don't like to think of it as like a solely anchor weapon by any means. Notice as well that there's only one lethal bomb and a torpedo consistently on these comps, so they don't have a strong sub-weapon presence in a match either. Their specials too seem quite weak. I mean, they have Cooler, but Ultra Stamp, Whale, Chums, you could argue are fairly low tier specials in comparison to like Zuka, Inkjet, Booyah Bomb. At a quick glance, it doesn't look like a good comp, but these guys play to its strengths and make it work really well. So what are the strengths of this comp? Well, for one, all of the main weapons are good mobile fighting weapons. The Dualies have insane mobility and decent range for it. Naught and 52 are ridiculous weapons for their kill time at their range. Zap 2 isn't the strongest main weapon, but it has splatter shot range with splash kill time and has better mobility than both of those. Especially when these weapons have tactical active, they can be quite slippery and difficult to pin down. Although the kill time on everything, barring the Naught and 52, isn't great. The mobility and mid-range allows them all to take team fights really well, and any combination of weapons can contribute chip damage in a fight. Compared to other weapon comps, they aren't stuck with, say, a charger that needs to spend a second charging every shot, or a roller that just wants to OHKO everything. Check I'm recording? Wow, I am. Awesome. So speaking of team fights, I mentioned that the specials aren't traditionally strong. However, the specials they have strengthen this aim of taking team fights. Sorry. The specials they have this Jesus. The specials they have strengthen this aim of taking team fights, as none of the specials are transformation specials, barring Ultra Stamp and sometimes Crab, but I'll discuss that. So think about it, like, if these weapons are so strong at helping each other fight, with good range and fantastic mobility, a special like Killer Whale is just another helper in the mix of a fight. If the 52 uses Killer Whale, the 52 doesn't stop doing 52 things. And similarly with specials like Tacticooler, Chumps, Inkstorm, they all aid the main weapon in a fight and don't slow the pace of the fights down in any way. The specials either give more chip damage or just like enhance the mobility of the weapons themselves. Sometimes they just act as an instant ink tank refill in the case of like Dualies and the 52. So the lack of transformation specials just enhances the team's ability to continue making coordinated fights. Now, there are occasionally transformation specials, it's not a complete exclusive thing. They, as I mentioned before, they normally have Ultra Stamp and Crab on dually sometimes. However, in Ultra Stamp's case, the special is essentially doing what the Wiper main weapon wants to be doing anyway. Like, it's just going in and getting a quick melee kill or running through an area. The special, although a transformation special, is also non-committal, as you can just throw it away at any point if you desperately need the Wiper main weapon back. And the other one with dually Crab is, I mean, come on, it's still a crab. Like, I don't think it takes away too much crossfire or anything like that. There's a big chance too that the enemy will throw just like a ton of bombs or shoot Zuka shots to break the crab, in which case you've just wasted enemy resources and you're back to the dually main weapon. So the specials play, even though they don't look like anything outstanding, they play into the weapon, weapon comp's strengths. Now I want to mention the weapon comp's vicious respawn cycle. As you may guess, with weapon comp centered around wanting to just fight with your main weapons a lot, there's going to be a ton of deaths. Part of that is alleviated by the Wiper and the dualies running QR. That's pretty standard. Part of that is alleviated by Tactical or 2, again pretty standard. And when they run CDS, they have beacons littered across the map. And as much as those individually aren't anything outstanding, altogether they have a lot of tools in the comp invested into generating quick respawns. But all of this doesn't really matter when all of this kind of comes together when by this team's ability to coordinate their super jumps really well. I watched every match from their Div 7 Luti final set and a 5-game best of 5 set in Cream Cup Losers finals that same day. They didn't wipe once across those 10 matches, which is something really crucial for a team like this. It's an important quality of any good team, but for a team that abuses vicious respawn cycles, it is incredibly important that they're able to maintain their presence on the map in a 3-down situation. Sorry, I'm going to put on another replay. Wow. In a 3-down situation, for example, as long as the 4th player lives, then the entire team can jump back in instantly. A reminder that like these weapons are quick to fight and have strong survivability tools with like their mobility, range, and stuff like Splash Wall. This means that if they are the one that's last alive, they have tools to stay alive and give jumps. And if they are jumping in, they can instantly join a fight without any downtime. That's generally the strength of backless weapon comps, since they don't have a charger or splatling or something that needs to spend time charging up before they can contribute to crossfire. CDS beacons can exacerbate the respawn cycle into a lockout that requires an incredible amount of coordination to break. You know, they die, they have cooler, they have QR, they have beacons, they have always a player alive, and if you can't keep up pace-wise, it becomes incredibly annoying to fight. My team has screwed them multiple times, and sometimes it just feels like whatever you play is too slow. So it's a strength of this comp that they abuse really well, and it requires a lot of team coordination to pull it off. Part of that coordination, well, how do these guys maintain this sort of cycle of staying alive on the map? You know, they do have beacons, but they don't always run beacons. It's not a given on any match. But they are continually able to adapt their team roles based on the state of the game. even though they don't have a backline, they always have a player playing the anchor role to stay alive and provide jumps. If that sounds generally familiar, then yeah, it's FLC's fluid roles, whatever thing that he cooked up like 6 years ago. I won't discuss that doc right now, but like, I do agree with one of its biggest takeaways in that the anchor role is incredibly crucial to prioritize, especially for a team, a backless team like this. In terms of which player acts as anchor at any given time is partially a result of communication and partially a result of team practice and synergy. I generally find that the wiper is least likely to take this role. From my observations, it typically rotates between the Zap, CDS, and 52 or naught. The Zap can poke from afar with suction bombs and holds decently well with suction and is good paint. CDS has good range and sometimes wants to be placing beacons or painting for chumps, so it'll stay out of fights at times. 52 has wall to protect jumps and can help from afar with Killer Whale, and Naught can hold a position incredibly well with great range and great DPS. So all of these weapons have tools that make them serviceable anchors, but none are incredibly strong at the role. Hence, none of these weapons or players exclusively specialize, and they will typically rotate the anchor role throughout a match. And what about the other team roles? Look, I could talk in terms of your Slayer, Skirmisher, support roles that everybody loves to use, but I think it's similar to think about this weapon comp as all of these weapons are ready and prepared to fight you. That's what I've been preaching pretty much all of this video. It is much more difficult to pin down which player on this team is going to push forward first and take up your attention when all of them are well prepared to fight. Take for example, if you are up against an E-leader, it is generally easy to recognize that the leader is not going to push up first, and if you try to push them, they will probably try to retreat. None of these guys, though, that sort of thinking doesn't work with these guys, though. You have to be prepared to take a fight from any single one of them. It makes it difficult then to build a knowledge base of habits when you could be taking the same type of fight but against 4 different weapons across the course of a match. They could push up into certain positions and that position could be taken up by the Zap or the Wiper or the CDS or whatever. And those weapons fight differently, and you have to adjust how you approach the fight based on your weapon matchups. I'll show a replay from Sturgeon TC as well that really highlights this. And after this replay is done, this is from their Luti's final set. I'll show 2 replays and go a little off script, just to demonstrate some of the ideas that I had talked about. Pretty much everything I've discussed so far goes on in every match that they play, but some matches demonstrate these ideas much more clearly. So. I'm letting the match play out so nobody gets pissy about about some. Okay, there we go. Sorry if I talk too fast as well, but I don't know. I don't do this sort of thing. Okay, so first I wanted to look at this Umami Clan Blitz game. I think this match really highlights the vicious respawn cycle that I was talking about before. They're running CDS with beacons, but you can see, like, if you compare the kill to deaths of the 2 teams, like, Mantablack don't get many kills. Mantablack in the blue here, they comparatively, like, they don't get many kills, they die a lot, but they dominate this match. I'm pretty sure the opponent doesn't score anything. And you can see that by their positioning and their their adaptation for getting jumps in and maintaining a lot of pressure on the opponent. Oh god, there we go. Hopefully the recording isn't too jumpy, but I want people to focus on just the overhead for now and focus on the positioning of everything. Oh god, it's a little jumpy. Hopefully it's okay in the recording. But you can see they're all fighting quite close to one another, and creating a lot of forward presence. And I'll click on the map here. You can see that there's one beacon right now, but they keep up the beacon cycling as well. And if one goes down, say there's that, for example, you can see here that Jelly and Cuffy, Toxic Fury, they stay back, and Jams are able to jump in pretty safely. Even here, they're two down, but they're staying alive, and keeping up quite a lot of pressure on the opponent. And they're not necessarily sort of relying on specials to push back in. They are just sort of pushing up together and coordinating team fights, and backing off when necessary. And all of these weapons, especially against, say, yellow team's comp here, Splash and Splatter Shot, the short range shooters, kind of struggle into everything but the Zap. The 52 has the exact same range with Wall, and Wiper kind of beats the short range shooters, and V-Doolies has an incredible amount of mobility to contest it. And then when these guys get an advantage here, they just collapse, and they're all able to push up incredibly quickly. Yeah, and they just knock out. I don't think my live commentary there was incredible there, but I hope that you could sort of see that in comparison to their opponent's comp, the speed at which they're able to play is incredibly quick. Why they all got the same emote, man? And stuff like the beacons and all of their recognition, again, they didn't wipe. Their recognition of maintaining a presence on the map is really crucial. The other one I wanted to look at was this Sturgeon TC match. This is the Nort V-Dually comp, so they don't have beacons on this match. But this match, I think, highlights what I mentioned before, in that, like, you've got to be prepared to fight any one of them. I'll go overhead again. You'll see that when Mantablack are pushing forward, they take positions such as the enemy snipe on, like, the spinner, or on the top right grates when you're pushing, and in this match, multiple times, or whenever they make that push, it doesn't really matter who's in those positions as long as one of them is. Sometimes, I think later in the, if I'm remembering correctly, at one point the Zap is up in the top right grates, and at another point in the match the Dually is up there, and you have to, it's difficult to recognize that these two weapons are playing, like, it's difficult to recognize that even though it's the same position and the same sort of coordinated push, it's a different weapon that you have to take a fight with if you're going to clear that area. So the knowledge, like the sort of knowledge base and habits you build mid-match, it's difficult to adjust to. So like here, the Zap push up snipe, and then, oh, the Zap dropped. But here the Dually's on snipe, probably because they have crab, but now the Zap's in the top right grates. Currently creating, it's just a nuisance trying to clear that area. And at the moment Jelly's on tower riding, pushing the objective. And they're continuing a team fight. And look at these guys, they just keep jumping in. And now they're 3 up, and yellow team's kind of struggling to keep their players up against this kind of QR, cooler stealth jump respawn cycle kind of thing. They don't KO here just yet, but they do get another push at a further point. And see here, like, Jelly backs up and they get jumps. I wonder if I can maybe just go back really quick and show that again. I'll go back a little bit further. Yeah, see, the 3 of them are pushing to go down. Cora's the last there, and Jelly recognizes this and he backs off, stays alive, maintains a lot of pressure, and then the Dualies and the Zap jump in, and now they're 4 back up. Like, they were at a disadvantage for about 4 or 5 seconds, and in that time the enemy wasn't really able to create any sort of advantage or create a push off of. They got a little bit of control, like they got control of their court, but yeah, see, they're jumping in again. They really haven't been able, like, for the amount of kills that they're able to get, they're not getting a lot of, they're not able to create a lot of space off of it. See, now here, the Wiper is in that top right grates area, and now, like, Jelly's pushed up, and Jam and Cuffy are riding tower. So I think they knock, oh, maybe they don't knock out here. Or maybe they do, because they continue, look, they're just jumping in, like, one of them is alive, and so they're, like, you have to force a wipe if you want to get them out of an area. But yeah, like, there, you can see there that, like, at the end, Jelly had pushed up with the Naught, and the Jam with the Zap was riding tower. So their rotation of roles is really well done, and they're not restricting themselves to, oh, the Zap always needs to play objective, or, you know, the Wiper always needs to get into the ready positions. So yeah, I think that's mostly my thoughts. I sort of was rambling on a bit towards the end there with the replays and stuff, but hopefully that gives a bit of insight into I guess how these guys dominated Div 7, and how I think that they are contesting and pushing their skill level. So yeah, if you have any feedback on how I can do this stuff better, or if you have any further thoughts, feel free to, I don't know, message or chat about it. Chat about Splatoon. It's cool. Yeah, okay. Anyway, thanks for watching.